have always been confined in a world full of flaws, full of insecurity, labels, and titles, instructions glued to our perception. Live like this or live like that, but never astray from one straight path. The tale of depravity and viciousness, where our society surmised distinction, trail of past circles in a rat, shame endlessly buried in words, and struggle to fit with the norms of the herd. Some are already curled up in that depths of despair, lost in the crowd, finding their crown that once belonged to their soul when they found their own glorious self, but now locked in a temple estranged with themselves. All beings are created equal in a spectrum, but one's judgment arises beyond another, some full of greed and power, grasping that superiority, posing immorality, using another gender to raise their pride and glory. No one deserves to be left in the dark. Men, women, gays, lesbians, and all. There is no liberty if another is labeled stronger or wiser. Each are made to be priceless beings, valid to create their own expression and prove their determination. Have you ever experienced being criticized for the way you dress, the way you behave, or the way you act in a given manner? If yes, how did you cope up with those criticisms?
I'm bi, and yes, I experience it quite frequently because people sometimes have negative perceptions of me because they see me with my male friends and the way I dress. So when this happens, I often write in my journal as a way of coping. It's sad because we live in a society where some people judge you based on your appearance and what they see on the outside without knowing you well.
So, nangyari 'to before pandemic. So, habang kasama ko mga tropa ko and then kasama nung tropa ko yung tropa pa nila, nagkakasiyahan kami that time. Nagkaka-happy-happy and then part of happy namin is ayun, yung iba nagbabakla-baklaan kapag nakakita ng mas pogi sa kanila sa daan and then gumaya ako and then yung isa na tao na kasama ng tropa ko ang sabi is, "Bakla ka ba?" Sabing gano'n, sabi sa akin. And then ako naman like hindi ko siya pinansin pero tinitigan ko siya. And then paano ko 'yun na-handle? Na-handle ko 'yun ng wala, hindi ko siya pinakalman, hindi ko siya ano lang, siya tiningnan ko lang siya. Ang ginawa ko na lang is ayun, huminto na lang ako and then naano na ako sa kanya, like turn off na ako sa kanya that day. So, ayun, mas mabuti bang tinalikuran ko na lang.
Yes, naka-experience na ako ng criticism and often about sa damit na suot ko. May mga times kasi na I feel more feminine or more masculine, kaya depende talaga sa mood ko that time yung style ko. Lagi ako nasasabihan na para akong tomboy susuot ko, ganun, or minsan naman masyadong revealing daw. And usually nasasabihan ako na hindi naman ganyan kumilos ang babae or umayos ka nga, kababae mong tao eh. Basta alam kong wala akong tatapakan or nasasaktang ibang tao.
Since I was a child, I've been criticized for the way I behave or act. Most of the people ask bother some intriguing questions in front of my family and I don't know what I should do with it. Even in my grade school days where my teachers and classmates won't stop asking me until I say I'm gay or they even test me by saying lalaki ako in front of the crowd, which also made me hide in the closet because I was too scared to express myself. And in order to cope with these people, sometimes I try not to speak because some of them may invalidate what I am and some may start to argue and believe in what they think is right.
As a young trans woman, I have found myself at a very young age because I'm still 17. And yes, I do live like a woman, a girl. I live, eat, breathe, and dress like a girl. And for so many times, I struggled to find the right clothes to wear, the right clothes to fit the people's perception about me. Tinatry ko ilagay yung sarili ko sa pwesto nila para lang malaman ko kung ano yung nakikita nila sa akin. And to be honest, I never got away or found a way to cope or to get over with it. I still care about what other people think of me but time. And hindi ko naman kailangan mag-explain pa sa iba. Honestly speaking, kung hindi dahil dun sa mga words na yun, I wouldn't have been me and today I feel like I've been continuously evolving and getting better and better because of those words.
Sex is the person's biological attributes. It is primarily associated with the physical and physiological features that includes the person's chromosomes, gene expression, hormone levels, function, and reproductive anatomy, while gender refers to the socially constructed roles, behaviors, expression, and identity of a person. It influences how people perceive themselves and each other. Gender identity is not confined to a binary, nor is it static. It exists along a continuum and change over time. There is considerable diversity in how individuals and groups understand, experience, or express gender through the roles they take on. What will happen if a gender role is not adopted by an individual? First, let's understand what gender roles are. Gender roles refers to the norms of which different groups of people adopt. Use them to set rules and guidelines which determine a person's behavior. These roles are taken as the standards that measure and dictate how an individual should behave in a particular manner. Gender roles are mostly stereotype attitudes depending on an individual's identity, such as appearance, preference, style, or simply how they express themselves. These vary from one society to another and are usually connected to their beliefs and practices. According to the Global Gender Gap Report, our country dropped from ranking 8th to 16th in having an equal treatment to all genders. This is due to the fact that less women and LGBT community members are being accepted in the Congress, workplace, or having educational attainment. Gender norms usually constrain an individual's behavior without a direct interdiction with the law. Since gender is a psychological aspect used to describe an individual, some societies demand for an individual to conform their gender roles that they are adhered to, hence to the set of rules given by the society. Society dictates what the person of a certain sex should behave. It also outlines what the individual should ought or should not ought to, but this also varies from one society to another. Overall, gender-related issues is a sensitive topic that requires careful evaluation. Activists for gender equality argue that there is no major difference between the heterosexual from people apart from their sexual orientation. This is a commendable argument that emphasizes equality should be exercised in administration of public services, the respect that one must have on how they behave in a particular manner. Gender identity is not superficial. They should not be discarded but modified to ensure maximum benefit that heterosexual people does and have. Human rights awareness activists should aim at educating individuals on their rights, since no individual should be oppressed on their gender alone, but on the basis of their actions and behaviors. In short, we should not base a person on their gender, especially on their capacities, abilities, or talents.